You will, at some point, have to detach yourself from society. You are going to have to excuse yourself from the mainstream, from all your friends, from all the partying, from all the drugs, all the alcohol, all the events, all the chasing tail. At some point in your life, when you are becoming a man, you will leave all of those things and you will excuse yourself. And at that point, that's the moment of truth. This is a Tarek Talks podcast. Glad you can join me. Have a seat and enjoy. At some point in a man's life, when all the lights, when all the clubs, when all the women, when all his so-called friends, which really weren't friends to begin with, when all of those people go away, he's left with nothing but himself. When all the lights turn off, when he is alone, he is going to face his reality, and he is going to realize that he is all that he has in the grand scheme of things. And this is something that is necessary in a man's life. It is inevitable. It is going to happen because we are so blinded by society. We are so blinded by the mainstream that we think the life that we live is really the way that it's supposed to be. We think the life that we are living when we are younger, all the laughs, all the parties, all the getting intoxicated into an oblivion on late Saturday nights. We think that that's really what life is all about. We think that chasing tail and pedestalizing women, chasing them, going on dating apps, we think that this is the end all be all. We think that this is all life has to offer. And our eyes are shut. And this message is not telling men to go completely into isolation and neglect all their family and friends, because some of those people do care about you. So please do not misinterpret this message. But for the most part, at some point, you are going to have to leave 90% of all of that, all of those luxuries, all of those distractions. See, the problem with men is they spend so much time looking at the mainstream. They spend so much time on the discover page of Instagram, looking at what this person is doing. Look at this Instagram model, looking at this influencer, looking at the lavish lifestyles. They spend so much time thinking that this is real life. And this is exactly what the mainstream wants. This is not by accident. This is by design. See, these mainstream social media platforms such as TikTok and Instagram, they are specifically designed to create a narrative. Life is a stage. We're all just actors. This is exactly what social media is. Social media is a stage, and all of those influencers, all of those IG thoughts, all of those young ladies shaking their behind to the newest stupid challenge, they're actors and actresses. They're playing a role. Their main job is to distract you. And it is a crying shame that most men fall right into the trap. Hook, line, sinker. Instead of all that time comparing yourself to the newest rapper, the fifth rapper that came out this month, comparing yourself to him, looking at what he has, looking at all these IG thoughts that you believe are such high up in status that you pedestalize. Instead of wasting your time doing that, all of this time you could be looking at yourself, deep down into what you are, who you are. It's like an ocean. You only see the surface. The surface is only 1% of the ocean. And unfortunately, the mainstream wants it that way. They don't want you to find out the 99% other of the ocean. See, the ocean goes down hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, thousands of miles deep. This is equivalent to you as a man. You have more substance. You have more substance than what you are or what you think you are capable of. But unfortunately, you stay surface level. You never go down, you never go deep down inside and really ask yourself, what am I? No, you're too preoccupied with trying to impress people that don't care about you, with trying to impress women that are juggling 3 other guys and really don't even care about you. You're too impressed. You're too worried trying to impress those people in the grand scheme of things that don't even care about you. We waste our whole lives trying to impress people that will forget about us as soon as they leave our sight. This starts early in childhood. This starts early in the school years. If you are an outsider, if you are an outcast, you will be called all type of names. You will be called a nerd. You'll be called a loser. But see, that's okay, because when you focus on yourself, when you go to the drawing board, when you take a break from all the partying, from the chasing tail, from things that don't really matter, when you go back to the drawing board, this is when you really find out who you are. Because chasing instant gratification, it's fun. It has its moments. Hooking up with beautiful women, or hooking up with women, period, hanging out with your friends, shooting the breeze, drinking yourself into an oblivion, riding through the city nights at light, riding through the city when the night lights are blaring at night. You know, all of these things are fun. All of these things have a certain allure to them, but they are instant gratification. They are not excelling you in any way. They are just short-term pleasures that keep you distracted. And this is the main crux. This is the main objective of the mainstream of society, is to keep you distracted. Because let's be honest, society does not want men to wake up and truly realize their potential. They don't want men to wake up from their slumber. They want men to stay sedated with all of these instant gratification pleasures, with all of these drugs, with all of this junk food, with all of these IG models shaking their behind on social media. And you watch 20 to 30 videos a day of these young ladies on social media, and before you know it, you wasted 2 hours of your time watching mindless, senseless entertainment, when that whole time you could have taken that time out to yourself and really thought about who you are, instead of going out every single weekend and destroying your body, destroying your temple, because that's what mainstream tells you is cool. Instead of doing that, tell your friends, I can't make it this weekend. Tell them you can't make it for a while. It is hard. It is not fun. This is something that is not fun. But guess what? When you grow into manhood, when you grow into yourself, when you age gracefully, when you come into manhood gracefully, you are going to thank your younger self for skipping out on those clubbing nights that really don't benefit you. They actually take away from you. They take away from your money. They take away from your health, physical and mental. Okay? Because when you are in this nightlife, when you're participating in the mainstream, you will see things that you really don't want to see. You will interact with the nightlife, and the nightlife will interact back with you. You're going to be staring into the darkness. You're in the night. You're in the dark. And the darkness will stare right back at you. You will see things that you don't want to see. You will interact with people that you do not want to interact with. You will deal with people of that nightlife, of that dark nature, of that dark lifestyle that leads you to nowhere. All it leads you is to feeling empty. So you need to take a break from that. You need to detach yourself. You need to not worry about the fun you are missing out on, because it's really not fun. It's really senseless, mindless. And it really does not add to your value. It does not add to yourself, right? Instead of looking at these mainstream social media platforms and wasting your time looking at other people improving, why don't you take time off and improve yourself? Instead of being envious of these social media influencers, these fitness influencers, stop looking at them. That time that you took to look at all of these profiles, that 2 hours that you were looking at all these influencers, take that time and put it into yourself. Make yourself the star of your life and stop worrying about people that that don't even know that you exist. This is the most terrifying part about this whole ordeal. We spend so much of our time being distracted by people that don't even know that we exist. We spend so much time trying to impress people that don't even know our last name, right? You need to let go of the mainstream. You need to let go of the 99%, the sheep. And I'm sorry to call the mass sheep, but this is true. This is true. Most people, the average person, follows what the mainstream narrative is telling them. And we all know the mainstream does not promote anything positive. What do you see when you turn on your TV? What do you see when you turn on your phone? Nothing but degenerate behavior, nothing but mindless, senseless, harmful activity. When you go on TikTok, you are looking at 20 to 30 videos of people lip syncing, of people doing things that benefit nobody. You are looking at these social media thoughts shaking their behind, and these videos get hundreds of thousands of views, which goes to show you what the mass population is concerned with, what the mass population is worried about. Instead of worrying about themselves, instead of worrying about their physical health, instead of going into the gym, making themselves look good, like the people that they envy on social media. And it's a shame because people will envy good-looking people on social media, but will never ask themselves, what can I do to improve myself? What can I do to make a difference with myself? What is my passion? What am I good at? What is something that will at least bring me joy in life? Think about that, fellas. Thank you for joining me.